Thank you so much, Zamir Asadi Saab. You rightly pointed out, and I think this is the question asked by by many youngsters and by many people in Pakistan. And you rightly said that our focus is mainly on one side, and we do not study the Russian content. We do not study the Chinese content. We focus more on BBC, CNN, and what the West says. Our curriculum is mostly, developed or focused by American or European scholars most of the time. So I think it will take a lot of time to understand. And as you rightly given the example of IMF, I think it is in front of it is in front of us recently. What we are taking loans, and we are, giving our sovereignty to these international institutions. And we all know that these international institutions are run, and these are influenced by America and by other European countries, because they are giving a lot of funding and budgeting to them, and in that case we do not say anything. But when we talk about China, who always stand with us, no matter. I think most of the time when we were in FATF, Financial Action Task Force, China was one of the country along with Saudi Arabia who stands with Pakistan, and China stood with us in all the time. But whenever we talk about CPEC, people started talking that, oh, it's a debt trap. I think they don't know about Chinese history. They don't know about how China has evolved. I think they have to go and study first that what really China is, what China was, how they evolved. And I think this is when we study history, when we compare the things. So this doesn't comes in my mind, because China has not any kind of colonial past ever. Even China was colonized by other countries. China has never colonized any single country. So I think we have to see all these things as well. This phenomena or this rhetoric, I personally do not believe in this thing. The better is that we have to focus more on how we can be benefited from the CPEC, and how it is beneficial for Pakistani people, and how our people can get more jobs, and how our country can be improved. This should be our task. But unfortunately, we are moving towards here and there. So thank you so much, Zamir Saab, for your remarks. Azim Saab, are you with us? Would you like to add something? Azim Khan Saab, would you like to add something?
Yes, thank you, Sabir. Now, I think time is short, so I will take little time and we will go towards question and answer session. Today we talked about the overview about the decade of CPEC, but a few students asked some questions. I think we received two questions from audience, and both questions were about the misconceptions which are created by US and West regarding China. So I think before, in my view, before talking about the 10 years of CPEC and all this progress, for which unfortunately our audience are in our audience, so many people are not aware of the history, nor the history of China, and what kind of the relations we are having with China as a China-Pakistan, which came in as a product of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor 10 years earlier. So I wanted to talk about these misconceptions. So I think that we should address this first before talking about anything. We should talk about these misconceptions. Why these kind of questions are coming in the minds of the youth. So this is very major thing, because there should be some people who, when we are talking about any positive thing, and there is no evidence of anything for which we point out that there is something going on or something bad will happen with Pakistan, people should ask some positive question also. But it is unfortunately, because of the influence of the Western media, uh, our mindset is changed in a way that we only focus on negative things. We talk about negative things. We don't have any. We don't study what is going on. Actually, we don't try to research to find out the reality. But we raise many questions about these things. So I think in near future we will try to focus on these misconceptions, and we will try to engage with youth about these misconceptions, because these things should be eliminated from our mind, because there's nothing wrong within the relationship within China and Pakistan. China and Pakistan both respect each other, both respect and trust on each other. This relation is unprecedented in the history of, in recent history. I don't see any example which is parallel to these kind of relation which we are here having with China. But unfortunately, the uh, information is very, I think people are not willing to research on these things. They wanted to listen the negative things about our neighbor. They focus on these kind of things, and we will engage in these kind of discussion in future, where we will try to uh, tackle these kind of misconception. I think we should go now to a question and answer session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Azim Saab. And yeah, Multazim Saab, would you like to add something?
I'll just, Assalamu alaikum. I'll just want 2 minutes for a few words. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Multazim Raza Khan. I'm a businessman in Pakistan. I have done business overseas also. I had my own business in Dubai for a long time, around 18 years. And just a few words. In the last 10 years, in Pakistan, all the progress that I have seen, infrastructure, electricity, we should not forget about what we were and where we are today. In the last 10 years, whatever progress I have seen in Pakistan is connected to CPEC. For example, a few years ago, our industry, for example, I'm talking about myself, the steel industry did not have electricity to run the steel mill 24 hours a day. Before, a steel mill is supposed to run 24 hours a day. If you stop the mill for 1 hour, you generate losses. To bring the cost to the best for your products, you have to run the industry continuously, which is the same case for many industries like textile and other few industries, that you need the machines running 24 hours a day. And we did not have electricity in majority of the areas of Pakistan for more than 16 hours. We had to have a break every day and lose money. As of today, we have electricity, we have better roads, we have better networks, and our trade is improving day by day. Especially, inshallah, in the future, Gawada is going to help and bring a lot of investment in Pakistan and trade. So I think that we should, not forget what we were, what we are today, what we have seen, what changes have come in. No other country has helped us like this. No other country from the world has helped our industry or an infrastructure or electricity or different things. I would like to request our participants that your students, I think you should read more and do some more research, and you will understand where Pakistan and China lives. And what I understand is, after Allah, Alhamdulillah, China has helped us a lot. They have, Mr. Zamir has talked about, someone has talked about IMF loans and everything. We don't know how much China has helped us in getting these loans approved, because many times we have come to know that IMF is not approving our loans because they want the security from other Muslim countries and China. If our relations and our payments are in green channel, if the lenders are happy with us, like Saudi Arabia, UAE, and China, IMF will move forward. And with the help of these countries, IMF has been, giving us the loans again and again and renewing our loans. So we need to study a little more, as Mr. Azim Saab said, that we do not understand, do not have the basic understanding of what we are and what we have been doing and we have been achieving, but we are just following social media. I think we need ourselves, the students especially, to do a little more research on what is actually happening in Pakistan. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Multazim Saab. Do we have Miss Hena as well? Miss Hena Habib? I think she is not here, so we will be moving towards the question answer session. If anyone would like to ask any question, you can unmute your mic and you can ask. Do we have any questions? Or maybe you can write in the chat box as well.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is direct to Multazim Khan, sir. Sir, what should be our stance as a Pakistan in this situation? If we do research to find that is China is maximizing their hegemony or not, we will find that actually he is increasing or he is maximizing his hegemony. So what should be our stance in this situation?
Basically, Mr. Zamir a little earlier told us to see what we are, what we have achieved. We basically, when you go around the world and see how they work, they try to improve themselves every day. They study and they bring changes into their technology for productions and everything. So basically, when you talk about money, yes, China is investing a lot of money in Pakistan, but they are also bringing technology to Pakistan. That is a big help. For example, industries, a lot of Chinese businessmen have come to Pakistan and brought in new technology for production and industries. And now they are also focusing on agriculture. As you know that with the help of the Chinese technology in agriculture, our production of many different products like rice, chilies is improving. So inshallah, we have to focus on that. Money, we are always borrowing from different countries all the time. So we have to bring ourselves out of that by ourselves. Our government has to manage that. But when you are in need, and you are borrowing from different countries. So that you cannot do anything about right now. But what other things that you are achieving is also very important. And we, alhamdulillah, are gaining a lot only by the transfer of technology, which no other country is doing with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have any other question?
Assalamu alaikum. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, I have a question. Recently, we have seen the political instability in Pakistan, and the Pakistan is losing its role in regional connectivity, like the absence of Pakistan in Afghan policy and absence of Pakistan in Saudi-Iran normalization, and due to which Pakistan relation with China is, I think, not going so well. Like the Chinese official, they are visiting Iran and they are showing their interest in Chabahar port. And the Donald Lu, they are coming to Pakistan and they are visiting. He visited the Gwadar port. So, what will be the future of CPEC, or what will be the future of Gwadar?
Musawir, can I answer this question?
Yes, sure.
Yes, sir.
You can answer.
Okay, it's a very good question, because the thing I have already spotted on before when I was talking, that there is a misinformation among the CPEC and among the projects in Pakistan. Look, I just give you one example. When the Donald Lu visited to Balochistan and the Gwadar, there was a kind of thing came from India first. From India, I was regularly visiting the Indian websites and regularly visiting the Indian newspapers. They started first they started that Donald Bloom visited Gwadar, and then they started that that there is a rift between Pakistan and the China, and then it comes a story from one of the Pakistani journalists, which was vague indeed. There was no proof, there was no evidence behind that. It is really a challenge for CPEC. It is really a challenge for Pakistan, as these things can definitely disturb the regular practices that have been happening. Overall, there is no kind of mistrust and trust deficit between China and Pakistan. There can be certain differences over the policy making or decision making or governance. That is a point. You have asked in the first half of your question about the political instability in Pakistan, and that is the real concern for China and Pakistan both. That Pakistan was in the recent time facing real political instability, which was harming not only CPEC but Pakistan's international image overall. About overall things that Pakistan used to do. So in the diplomatic community and in the think tanks, when you see these things, you say that Pakistan should put its own house in order. But it's not that China which is distancing itself from Pakistan. China is always there. China was there, and it will be there unless you are doing enough for them. So China has already done. I just wanted to tell you that CPEC was officially announced in 2015, and Pakistan's major 5 to 6 energy projects, which were generating 5 to 6,000 energy, were just completed in 2 hours until 2017. If they are not continued over next 6 years, it's the inability of the governments. It's the inability of Pakistan's government, not China's. So these things should have been very clear. And CPEC and the Pakistan should deal. China and Pakistan should deal with this misinformation that has been flowing among the people in Pakistan and China.